40 minutes, and there's $10,000 trapped inside of Sputnik DAO, which is an art installation inside of the Zen room. So it's essentially a faucet if you make it through the Alien Council. So check it out. Coming up next, we're basically on a roll today. It's all artists and NFTs. We think it's really one of the future frontiers of crypto, and we have a very, very cool artist and designer coming up called Andres Reisinger, and he's here to talk to us about the hybrid era. So it's pretty cryptic, Andres. Tell us a little bit more. Talk to us about this. What is this hybrid era?
Well, if I can start, I will start going asking you something out of the blue, like what is holding the weight of your body right now, or where is your body leaning on right now? So I guess it's a device that happens to have some surfaces in the right position and angle that it's comfortable for you at the moment, like a chair, a sofa, or maybe a bed also. So for most of history, our understanding of reality, of cultural experience, has been restrained to physical world, corporality, temporality, and tangibility. Here we can see like the shark of Demian, that it's impossible to exist outside our physical world. And so over the past decades, that has begun to change because of technological advancements, cultural shift, and more recently social necessity, how accelerated the rise of the digital world, showing new modes of creation in playfulness, flexible, and, well, limitless. There is some common sentiment between futurists that humanity will utilize the eventual metaverse as a form of escape. However, I would like to offer an alternative vision. Why not embrace harmony between our physical and digital identities? Why not live in the digital as an extension of the physical? Or even better, and my favorite, why not live in the physical as an extension of the digital? Instead of coexisting between two worlds, let them become singular. So, in my practice, we see a new possible answer to what the metaverse holds. Physical and digital were two domains which are often perceived as opposite. I believe the physical and the digital are merging towards unity. And it's between these two worlds that my practice is situated. I create to bridge the boundary in order to reveal the infinite possibilities of the digital. We are not escaping from the material anytime soon. We are expanding our experience into a new hybrid era of extended reality, in which art, culture, and are freed from special and temporal constraints, and the rules of experience are rewritten. I want to repeat that we are not escaping from the material anytime soon, because I think it's very important that we are expanding our experiences. So I want to present one of my projects that is Hortensia Chair, that began as an expression of a concept in 3D and was transformed into a tactile manifestation. I like to call it a material monument of the digital world. So I will start sharing the image of Hortensia. Maybe you've already seen it. In internet. Well, I started designing this chair, this object, in digital, because all of my work starts in digital, with experiments and with testing new stuff and everything. It's and I really have to be very alert when I work, because I stumble upon many errors, and this chair was one of those. I was working and testing some abstract texturing, and it came up that kind of texture that you can see there. Well, it was not exactly that, but then I had to work it a little bit. But I stumbled upon this that was an error because I just flipped some numbers and that was the result. So if I was closed to not receiving new inputs from the software, I would just see this as an error, as something that is not good, as a problem, and I would just like drop it, and that's it. It was not the case. I just picked it up. I started to refine a little bit the geometry and the model, and I posted into Instagram first, and it happens that it went kind of viral. Like everyone started to share it because it was kind of compelling and also very easy to see. I think it's very easy to digest. Then it goes to Pinterest and it went crazy. So that's when we started having some commissions to create this chair, because people not only wanted on a screen, on digital, they also wanted to sit on it. So we started working with a concept of the design of this compelling object. With online and social circulation, we create demand. That was very important. And this create the next step, that is the digital blueprints, the digital prototype tests, and the digital resources. That is very important that we have no material waste creating digital prototypes or working with digital resources. We don't waste on fabrics, we don't waste on resources like wood and metal and well, tons of fabrics trying to create patterns or chopping fabric without any direction. So we did all of these in digital, and then we created the physical production like in a shot, based on our plans. So I want to show you how we started creating a pattern. This was all digital and not in physical yet. So we created this pattern in order to have like some random directions and some random heights and create some randomness in general, because we didn't want to have like kind of a fish skin or something like that. We wanted to have something very floral and very natural and organic. Then we started to multiply those patterns and swing them to backing textiles. It's the same that we did in physical then, but with this test we could analyze the distance between each pattern, the tension that had to have, the thickness of the fabric, the properties of the fabric and all that stuff. So we made several tests before going into the final patterns, and this is how we started to create the upholstery tests. So we started to design the upholstery sets and testing over the foam of the fabric. And this is how it became. This is a render of, well, you can see here like the upholstery is not done in this picture, but in the right you can see that it's already full upholstered. And yeah, this is how it looks. So it's all simulation of fabric. So none of this is texture or displacement or something like that. And each petal is geometry, so they can react and collision between them. So there is no set fighting, or there's no intersection between one another. That was very indeed very useful to have some close-ups and everything. And this is the actual piece, the final final hortensia in real life. So here is like the other complement of the digital entity of hortensia, the physical one. So my work is all about transportation. It leads you from one reality to another. Works like Hortensia Chair in particular embody this transcendence. Began as the expression of a concept in 3D and was transformed into a tactile manifestation. Within 3D, as my medium, the object and spaces I build invite a reconsideration of what I mean to be immersed, what it means to connect. And as the physical and digital worlds continue towards unity, I will create across them to reveal the vast human potential their fusion is forming, to signal that it's no longer necessary to touch something to be touched by it, and to call into question where the machine ends and the real begins. Thank you. And I wanted to have some last minutes if there's any question or something, because I'm more into chatting than having to speak a lot of time. So if there's any question or something, or I can repeat or expand any theme also.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Andreas. Let's take a look. If you look on the right-hand side, there's some comments there that show up from social media. Mm-hmm. So Simona Pop is giving you some hearts. Let's look down here.
Simona.
Hi, Simona.
Yeah, it's PR merging with the real world. Yes, I think it's more than that. I think it's about entities. We are very used to think and value the physical things and also the digital things, but not to create bridges in between them, to create entities that can live in both worlds, like if it were one. As I said, I like to live in the physical world as an extension of the digital. So I think it's a little bit more than escaping to a VR world. It's more like creating entities, material entities, physical entities that can relate you to what you live and what you have and support in the digital world.
Let's see, is it possible to design to buy your digital art somewhere?
Yeah, you can buy my digital art in Super Rare, but I don't have any piece available at the moment. I will have a show next week, but I will announce it publicly, so you can follow me on Twitter, and I can inform you of that.
Awesome. Let's just look through here one more time real quick. I'm not seeing a whole lot more. Let's see.
I'm getting magnets. Well, yeah, it's also possible to buy my physical pieces, but I have been experimenting on tokenizing them with the help of a digital of an NFT. So it's much more interesting for me to do that than to just replicate a chair a million times and sell it to public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, the NFT space and all of this, and what it opens up for artists.
Yeah.
I guess if we're going to riff here for a second, we've got about 2 more minutes with you. If you could share some insights for other artists, who are looking into the space, maybe for the first time, exploring some of crypto, for the first time as a way to sort of connect with their audiences in a more direct relationship. How would you encourage them to take steps towards this?
Well, I can say my story. Like I really found the NFTs as a very interesting and useful tool to exponentially grow my art, my practice. It's like a new way of thinking. So I'm not doing anything different that I was doing. I'm just adapting my practice into a new medium.
Yeah.
With a new medium. So I think the best way to start is just continue doing what you do, because that's what you want to do and what you like. Unless you are just starting in art, but if you are just migrating from art world, you just have to stay doing what you like to do and what people like and what your work is about. That's very important. You can just shift your style, your aesthetics, your processes, because NFTs are about, I don't know, loops or motion graphics or whatever. I think that's the most sincere advice I can give. Stop trying to be like the best sellers of NFT, just because this space is it's very new and it's very open, and I'm sure that if you have a very interesting project, that there are a lot, you can call the attention of many people.
That's really great advice. Really great advice. Thank you so much for sharing your process, your art, and all that advice.
Hey, thank you, Nathan. Thank you for having me, and have a great day there.
Excellent. Cheers.